He's above Habib. He is above Habib. Finishes, body of work, both divisions. For sure he is.
But look, many of
still in it, still at it.
Body
but
of
they're all, there's a little bit of people are impressionable. Talking about, like, they're trying to get, they're taunting him to get out of it. There's a lot left in that boy. There's a lot left in that boy. And he should recognize that and keep going. I have him above both his teammates there in Cormier and things.
Okay, so Islam will stay where he is.
Which is a sick fight because I remember back in the good old days, I would see your ass fight 3 times in a year. Just boom, boom, boom. Like, you defended the belt multiple times in a fucking year. So you got to see your favorite athlete and your favorite champion fight so often. But now you're lucky to see Islam fight once a year. Or
it's hard,
shit,
man.
even it's just hard. But the fact that we get to see him, fight Ian Garry, that's going to be a sick fucking fight. Sick fight.
I think from what I've seen with Ian Garry, he's a guy that can get it done. Again, Islam is one of the greatest to ever do it in this game. He's dominant in his field, and now he's at welterweight. He wears it well. Like against JDM, I thought JDM scrambling would give him problems, but nah, he didn't.
I've lost my mind! As an MMA analyst, I've lost my fucking mind this year. I've never felt happier about UFC results that I've felt dumber about. I'm supposed to be the fucking MMA guru, dude. I've been made to look like a fucking fool in these prediction videos. And I just know, because this is how it always fucking works, dude. I just know that the second I start picking the underdogs, all of a sudden, Makhachev just fucking dominant. How could you pick Ian Garry? Like we ain't seen the recent events that we've seen. I'm going to go with Ian Garry, dude. I think he's going to be too elusive on the feet. I don't think Makhachev's going to be able to kick at range against him and do that effectively. And I think it's big danger for Makhachev on the feet, man. At range? Listen, against JDM's the same size as Makhachev. Maybe a slight bit taller than him. But they're about the same frame, same size. Makhachev went to the legs of JDM. Knowing that he was going to have that stance. And we've seen that, JDM's low kick defense isn't what it's all cracked up to be. So that was kind of like in hindsight now we know. When it comes to Makhachev against JDM. And he had been taken down by Gilbert Burns, but he had a broken arm, but, all good. We don't see Ian Garry spending too much time on bottom position, and if he does, he survives and he makes the adjustments the next.
If Islam just came forward and got in Ian Garry's face and started bombing away, Ian Garry's going to be like, what the hell is going on right now?
I just think the speed.
Now, I don't think that's a good game plan.
No. The speed's going to be difficult for Islam in the beginning. The movement, the speed, the way he punched, the way he kicks at the knee, the speed of his hands, all those things will be difficult for Islam in the beginning. Once the fight hits the ground, I don't think he gets out of the first round. I think he subs him with the side choke, or he subs him. Yeah, he subs him with a side choke. I think Ian Garry gives his back to get up. That's even worse. I think that he'll just get to the back, control the position. I think he'll work for a finish. I don't think Ian Garry has the submission defense enough for Islam. Look, he's been able to sub guys that have better credentials than him on the ground. Than Ian Garry on the ground, like all of them.
Oh, yeah.
Dustin Poirier's got better credentials on the ground.
Yeah, the belts are almost fake.
Moicano's got better credentials. Charles Oliveira's got better credentials. These guys have had submission wins over world-class jiu-jitsu guys as well as world-class MMA guys. Ian Garry has never had an opportunity or never even showcased any of his grappling skills at all.
Who do you think is going to win the fight?
But I think the favorite, is Makhachev, and I think he's gonna win. But I really think Ian have some skills to beat Islam. He can beat Islam. He have a real chance to beat Islam.
And
I want him to win, and then we can do a rematch for the belt. Would be amazing.
Yeah, because you have that history with him. Which fight excites you more, getting the rematch against Ian or trying to be the one to beat Islam?
Beat Islam it would be huge in my career because he's #1 pound for pound. But I still have some business to do with Ian. So I think Ian. I think I would like to fight Ian, but don't matter who get the win, I gonna fight them. I gonna fight for the belt with against the winner, and I gonna bring the belt.
Time is ticking down for one of the most intriguing battles in the world of the UFC as Islam Makhachev gets ready to battle Ian Machado Garry. And now, the biggest names in the realm of MMA are offering their opinion on what will happen in this matchup. As Islam attempts to build upon his already impressive winning streak after he moved to the welterweight division, Garry is getting into the most difficult challenge of his career when facing one of the best grapplers around. Will fighters, former champions, and analysts agree that Garry's superior striking skills and mobility will prove to be an issue, or will they think that Islam's pressure and wrestling ability will be too much to handle for him?
He's number one for a reason. I mean, come on, he stopped Carlos Prates, for God's sake. So he's good, man. He's real good. And you can't underestimate him by any means. And when fighters talk, this, that, they're not really being overconfident. They're just being confident. They feel that they can beat the guy, so they can say, I can strike with you, I can do whatever I want. And in Islam's case, he actually is one of the very few people that can do whatever he wants. We've been saying that about him forever. He's a great striker. He's a great jiu-jitsu guy. He's great on the ground. He's great at judo. I mean, he's got the whole everything. He's got everything. So he can do whatever he wants. So he's a hard person to figure out, because how do you fight him? How do you fight him? Oh, we're going to take him to the ground. Okay, then now you got to deal with this stand-up. Oh, we're going to deal with this stand-up. Well, now you got to deal with these takedowns. I mean, he's so difficult to prepare for. And with Islam, we just prepare him for anybody and anybody. So it doesn't matter what style. He can fight any style. That's why I've always said we can change Islam from minute to minute, second to second on how he fights, because he's that good.
Catching you up on some fight news. UFC 330, August 15th. It's going to be Ian Machado Garry versus Islam Makhachev.
Oh, that's the fight I've been waiting for, really, because all my Muslim friends are like, Islam! And I'm like, I don't know, pal. That's a big man. And Ian Machado Garry, I don't think we'll get tapped out to a darts in the first round. I mean, and that is Islam's big deal right there. He's got such a strength. Islam has, they always brag about it, whatever, but you can just see it when he gets in on a single or holds that head and arm choke or whatever the hell submission comes. You can just see like raw coils of Dagestani power coming out of that guy. So Ian Garry's job is to dance revolution all around the damn octagon, kicking them, moving, punching them, and make it a little kickboxing bout, because while Islam has solid kickboxing, he's sort of, they have this Dagestani style that, I don't know, it looks like it comes from European kickboxing, and it's good and it works well with their wrestling, but Garry has a sort of wacky new age style, switching stance and kicking from long range, and the physicality of him being so tall and long can help him a lot. I think if he's improved his wrestling boatload, and then he has the gas tank to go 5 rounds, I mean, that could be a very advantageous fight for Ian Garry.
Taking to the ground, this shit's over faster than him and fucking Charles Oliveira. What the fuck are you talking about? If this fight hits the ground, I don't think he gets up until the fucking ref helps him up. That's what I think. Like all these other guys, I think they've got way more quality on the ground than he does. But on the feet, 100%, I agree. He's difficult. The movement, the speed, the way he kicks that oblique with that front thigh kick to the knee, all those things, yeah, that's a problem. But I want to go back to what you originally said. I'm not here to bag on Ian Garry. I'm here to just spit facts. And to me, facts are, with the new meta rankings, he's not even ranked higher than Prates.
I didn't see that.
Yeah. He's not even ranked higher than Prates. So that's one. Two is, I thought that Michael Morales deserved the title shot over him. Michael Morales, the way he's been able to finish guys, the way that he's still undefeated. To me, there was more. He's huge in size. He can wrestle a little bit. Plus, he's got power. I looked at that fight as being more.
Adding to the discussion, Israel Adesanya expressed his opinion on the prospects of Garry in his fight against Makhachev. Adesanya said that although Garry's prior fights, including his bout against Shavkat Rakhmonov, have revealed the fact that Garry could survive against some of the best fighters, but it won't necessarily show how well he will do against a fighter like Islam. But according to Adesanya, what makes this fight unique is the fact that for many years, Garry has been declaring himself to be the future of the sport, and now being presented with an opportunity of his life, let's see how true those claims will turn out to be.
Done. Again, Islam is one of the greatest to ever do it in this game. He's dominant in his field, and now he's at welterweight. He wears it well. Like against JDM, I thought JDM scrambling would give him problems, but nah, he didn't. It wasn't the case. But with Garry, the fight with Shavkat, he got close at the end as well to finishing Shavkat. But the way he handled Shavkat's grappling, I wouldn't say foreshadow what's gonna happen with that fight, but I haven't actually looked at that fight too much yet. But I'm excited for that fight just because it's like, again, another one of those ones where it's like destiny. A guy like Ian Machado, who's come up, had this dream, been calling it since day dot. He's been saying, I'm the future. I'm the future. And now the future is here. So will he get it done? Possibly. But I think I'll dive into that a little bit more. I'll make my picks for that a little bit more.
Whereas many people are still debating where Makhachev stands when it comes to the best MMA fighters ever, Conor McGregor has taken things a step further in his own opinion. The former UFC champion thinks that Islam is already superior to Khabib in terms of all-time rankings, considering his wins across various weight categories, his finishers, and his consistent performances in the octagon. According to McGregor, the best of the fight is yet to come for Islam, since he is still capable of achieving many other great things.
He's above Khabib. He is above Khabib. Finishes, body of work, both divisions. For sure he is.
But look, many of
still in it, still at it.
Body
but
of
they're
work.
all, there's a little bit of people are impressionable. Talking about, like, they're trying to they're taunting him to get out of it. There's a lot left in that boy. There's a lot left in that boy. And he should recognize that and keep going. I have him above both his teammates there in Cormier and thing.
Okay, so Islam will stay where he is.
Supporting his fighter in the much-awaited bout, Makhachev's longtime coach Javier Mendez says that one of the key strengths of his champion lies in his capability to dictate the pace of the fight in whichever environment it may occur. According to Mendez, Islam has not come up against any competitor before who could have made him engage in fighting conditions not suitable for him, since he has always controlled the pace of fights against world-class fighters. Despite all the respect Mendez has for Ian Machado Garry, who is fast, large, and very skilled, he does not think he will dictate the pace of the fight.
Well, for Islam, like I mentioned, he's so good everywhere that he doesn't propose. Propose. He doesn't pose a particular style that Islam can't handle. So that's why Islam says what he says, because no one's been able to give Islam issues on how he wants to spar. No one. He's been able to dictate how he wants to. So the only one in the past was Khabib, and that's when Khabib made him grapple. But other than that, no one. And I've never seen it from anybody, and I don't think Ian's going to be able to dictate how the fight's going to go. I think he's going to have to fight where he can fight, but he's not going to dictate. He's not. Islam is going to cut him off. He's going to do whatever he needs to do what he wants to do. It's going to be Islam's way, not Ian's way. It's going to be Islam's way. How that's going to happen, I don't know. We will wait to go into the fight, but we'll be prepared for him, and we're not underestimating. We'd be foolish to do so because he's very tricky. He is long, and he's...
He then went on to pay tribute to Garry's skills, explaining how this rising star is not an easy opponent to tackle. He mentioned how fast Garry is with his hands and feet, how good his takedown defense is, and how constantly he moves around in the exchanges. But according to Mendez, Islam has been up against similar situations many times before in his career, and nothing surprises him anymore. He is sure that as long as Islam goes into the ring in perfect condition and gives the best of himself, there will be no problem at all.
Fast. He's got good, he's got fast hands, fast kicks, and, he's got decent takedown defense too, so he's always scrambling too. So he's not going to be easy, but I'm just saying Islam has seen all of this before. So it's not like we're meeting somebody that we haven't met in sparring gym, or actually he hasn't sparred anybody like that in a real fight. He has. So we're fine. We're going to be fine with him. As long as we're healthy and the Islam that I have, that's who he is right now, we'll be fine.
In addition to this, Mendez talked about how Islam's camp is gearing up against the unique style of Ian Machado Garry and whether or not they have any training partners that mimic his fighting technique. Mendez revealed that there's no one in their gymnasium that mimics Garry's unique style. However, the coach is optimistic that they do have one such fighter who is none other than Usman, one of Islam's best sparring partners. He went on to reveal how Usman mimics different striking styles of fighting. On top of adding his take on the psychological game before the match, Javier Mendez feels that any effort from Garry aimed at getting into his opponent's head will have no impact on Makhachev. The experienced coach highly complimented the mental fortitude of Islam, naming him one of the toughest-minded fighters that he has ever trained. As per Mendez, Islam does not require any assistance with mental toughness, concentration, or preparations for the upcoming fight due to the many years spent training alongside each other since 2014. The coach claims that his role now is to simply support what Islam is already doing perfectly well. While many experts have focused on Makhachev's elite skill set, another fighter has offered a different perspective on the challenge Garry brings. MMA veteran Mayhem Miller admitted that this is one of the matchups he has been looking forward to, especially because of the contrast between the two fighters. Although Miller recognizes the incredible grappling strength and submission threat Islam possesses, he does not expect Garry to be an easy opponent to break down. He pointed out that Islam's raw power and ability to lock in submissions are among the most dangerous weapons in the sport, but believes Garry's size and abilities could make things interesting. Continuing his breakdown, Mayhem Miller explained that Garry's biggest advantage could come from using his movement, range, and unpredictable striking style. Miller believes Garry cannot afford to stand in front of Makhachev and instead needs to rely on his footwork, stance switches, and long-range attacks to create problems. He pointed out that while Islam has effective striking that works perfectly with his wrestling, Garry brings a different kind of challenge because of his height, reach, and unconventional approach. Miller added that if Garry has made major improvements to his wrestling defense and can maintain his cardio for 5 rounds, he could make the matchup much more competitive. Bringing another expert opinion into the conversation, MMA journalist John Morgan believes Garry has a legitimate chance to challenge Makhachev, even though Islam is widely considered the best pound-for-pound fighter in the sport. Morgan acknowledged that picking against Islam is extremely difficult, but he believes Garry has earned this opportunity with wins over top-level competition and his intelligent, disciplined fighting style. However, Morgan questioned Garry's confidence in being able to match Islam in wrestling and grappling, saying that could be a dangerous strategy. While he respects the self-belief needed to compete at the highest level, Morgan believes Garry's best path may come through using his striking and other strengths. Taking a much tougher stance on the matchup, former UFC fighter Josh Thompson shared his doubts about Garry's chances against Makhachev if the fight goes to the ground. Thompson believes Islam's grappling is on another level and feels Garry could struggle to survive once the champion gets control. However, he did acknowledge that Garry's striking presents real problems, praising his movement, speed, and unpredictable attacks on the feet. Beyond the matchup itself, Thompson also questioned whether Garry deserved the title opportunity, arguing that other contenders such as Michael Morales had stronger cases based on their performances and finishing ability. So who do you think will come out on top in this massive showdown? Share your prediction in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more UFC updates, fight breakdowns, and the latest MMA news.